Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today we just really wanted to start the conversation rolling and just talk about the recent events in our nation, the Black Lives Matter movement, and just everything that's going on in America today.
So before we get started, disclaimer, we do know that COVID-19 is happening, and so me and Kaila, obviously we live in the same house since we're sisters, and so do Madison and Alyssa, so we're doing separate videos. I'll jump right in. I think a big thing for me, and I'm sure all of us are feeling it, you know, the hashtag tired has been going around really often, and people are just tired of what's going on, especially the Black community, and I definitely agree with that emotion when it comes to this. I think personally for me, I have trouble with trying to figure out how to be a Black woman and Christian, and I'm trying to learn how to be a Christian Black woman at the same time. It's really hard when you know, see people who are like you, who look like you, who are mistreated constantly, and you want to respond with anger and frustration, and you want to do things that may be not the best thing to do for everyone. And so I think I've been having to figure out what is the best thing for me as a Christian Black woman to do in this situation. And personally, I know having conversations is a huge help. Obviously, there are petitions that you can sign, there are donations that you can give, there are
protests that you can go
be
to.
a part of. Yes, awesome protests. There are also so many ways you can promote on social media and just support. But personally for me, I think a big thing is, I know that me and Kaila, I feel like have been token Black people per se. And I'm perceived as the Oreo Black girl, you know, white and Black, and so in that case, like I've had to learn a lot of microaggressions, which are just little ways that people kind of talk to you, and they don't mean much hurt by it, but you know, things like, oh, you're pretty for a Black girl type of thing. And so I think we've experienced those things along the way, and we both go to PWIs, predominantly white institutions, not HBCUs, which are historically Black, basically historically Black communities and institutions. And so I think we both experienced that, and figuring our way and navigating life in that way has been the journey, but I think I'm happy with what is happening now.
Yeah, I can definitely agree that I am happy about what's happening. And I know I listened to a conversation between, I don't really know what her name was, but she was a sports commentator. And basically she was saying that my patience ran out when George Floyd took his last breath. And I think that's something that is a generational thing that kind of really happened for everybody within the nation, that our patience just ran out when this last incident happened, and we've started acting and we've started doing protests, and we won't stop until that there's real change. And what I want to say so much to anybody who's watching this, that it's not, Black Lives Matter is not just a trend, it's not just a hashtag, it's real, it's happening in this world, it's an issue, and that we can't stop just because, oh, it ran its course, or it was revolutionary for a while, but you know, now we're done, we're back to living the same way that we have been. But it's like, this needs to continue to go on until there's real change that's made, not just people wanting to color Black Lives Matter all over their city or put it on t-shirts. That's not enough. That's not real change. That's not anything that's gonna really force people to do something different. So I think that just continuing to push and fight. Somebody asked us, are we mad at the generation before us? Like, why did they stop, or what could they have done that was better? And I think that the generation before us, once Martin Luther King really stepped out, I think people just started to become complacent with where Black people were in the community. We had like one Black girl here, we had a Black teacher there, and we had Black people were getting more and more things within society. So it was acceptable for us to be okay, like, okay, well, I'm not going to be the one to say anything, or I'm not going to be the one to bring up this conversation, because then they're going to title me as the angry Black woman or the angry Black girl. or the angry black man. And so I think that that generation became so complacent with kind of being that second hand, getting things after, having to wait 5 to 10 years of steps taking towards this movement of our equality, that they just stopped saying what needed to be said. They got so good at playing the part that people made us think that we were meant to be in. And it's not true. You know, we shouldn't think that we have to wait for equality. We shouldn't have to wait for people to put us in high positions. And I think that if we continue to stay in this position of, I'm not going to stop fighting, I'm not going to stop protesting, I'm not going to stop talking until you do something and a real change happens within the system, then I think that we can be so much further along in this movement, and that our children's children don't have to fight the same fight that we're fighting, and that we can just move so far ahead within this entire movement. And I think that that's so important, that we continue to do it no matter how hard it is, no matter how tiring it is, because it is tiring and it is tough. But if we continue to fight the good fight, then I think that true change will begin to happen.
And I think the biggest question for me is, why isn't everyone in the world supporting this right now?
Yeah.
Supporting equality, not for, people often say like Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. But honestly, no, all lives don't matter. You know, Black people,
all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter.
But I guess to the people the white people, maybe some people who feel that this movement is not needed, or it's too much, or this is just like not what they support. Honestly, I can't make you feel any way. I can't change your thoughts. I am a Christian Black woman, so what I will do is, you know, I will try to help you, inform you the importance of what is going on. I'll try to explain to you that God loves us as much as He loves you, and you know, pray for you and your families, honestly. And to me, that's the best way that I can fight this, is through prayer. And to my Black friends and family members and all the people, you know, in the Black community, I just want to say, like, I understand where you're coming from, and I get why this is turning into this, and I support the movement, I support the activism, I support everything that is going on right now. And I just pray that although we weren't treated correctly and we weren't given the chance to respond in the right way, and you know, this is like a huge time in our life where we've been given, you know, the power to speak on things like this. This is a great period in time in that way. I thank God that we're getting this time to, you know, speak up, and we get to say something. And right now we're having to be the better people in this situation. Yeah. Although we shouldn't have to inform and have the conversations and explain why, like, we shouldn't have to have done that. We do, and that's the sad truth. And so let's make sure that we have peace, and we're willing to have those conversations. And if you can't do it, that's totally fine. You know, reach out to us, or reach out to people in your circle who are willing to have those conversations, who are willing to sit down and figure out solutions, instead of continuously letting problems just, you know, go away, or not remembering them, and not caring that they happened, and letting them go, but truly trying to figure out the best way to move on in this world. Well, those are our thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's sad that we had to make this video, but I think it's important that we be true, and we show, personally, like, I think it's important for us to show our support for what's going on in the world, and showing you guys that we can talk. We're standing strong, and we're on the side of justice, and we're on the side of peace as well. But again, thanks for watching. You guys have an amazing day.